Hello students, this is Ritvik Dubey, your computer teacher. In one video class, I had discussed how we can add two numbers, okay? Let me show the program to you all. Yes, this was the program, okay? Adder, public class adder, in which I had defined two methods. Yes or no? Add method, which was taking two integer numbers and adding the two integer number and storing the value in sum and displaying the result. Clear? And from within main method, I was giving instruction to the user to enter two integer values, and then I was accepting the two values in variable n1 and n2 by calling the readline method. And why was I using integer.parseInt? So that that number which was in string format can be converted to integer format, and then I was calling add method, okay, by passing n1 and n2. Okay, so this was the program just to add two integer values. Clear? Now the other program which I had discussed was calculator program. Okay, in this class, in this calculator class, public class calculator class, I had defined two methods. The first method was calculate and the second method was main method. Clear? What was the functionality of calculate method? Calculate method was a parameterized method. Okay, here you can say calculate method is a parameterized method having two parameters and of type int, and all sort of mathematical calculations is being done here. Okay, plus, minus, into, divide, remainder, finding, all these. So after calculation, okay, we were displaying the result. Clear? And from within main method, what we were doing, we were asking the user to enter two values and then accepting that value through readline method. But the value was in string format. That is why we were using integer.parseInt to convert that string format into integer format. Okay, and then storing in n1 and n2, and then we were calling calculate method by passing the two values n1 and n2. Okay, so if you have not watched the two videos, okay, I recommend that you first of all watch those two videos and then come to this video. Okay, now what if I have to perform addition in a separate method, subtraction in a separate method, multiplication in a separate method, division in a separate method, modulus finding in a separate method? Can we do? Yes, we can do. In such case, we will have to define how many methods? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 methods. Now, how this can be done? Let me show it to you. For example, public, public, void, void. Let the first method be add method. Let me make it parameterized. Int num1 comma int num2. Okay, int num1 comma int num2. Okay, int sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Clear? System dot out dot println, system dot out dot println the sum of concatenation sign num1 concatenation sign and concatenation sign num2 concatenation sign is concatenation sign sum. Okay, then let me define another method. Public void void subtract, subtract. Public void subtract int num1 comma int num2. Okay, int difference is equal to num1 minus num2. Okay, and then let me write, okay, let me copy this statement from here. Let me copy this and paste it here. And let me write the difference, the difference, the difference of num1 and num2 is diff. Clear? Okay, now let me define the third method, public void addition, subtraction, multiplication, multiply, multiply, and let me make it parameterized num1 comma int num2. Okay, int pro means product. Okay, you can use any variable. See, here I have used num1, num2. You can take x, y, z, any variable. But what I suggest you all, the variable name should be something like meaningful. Okay, see, anybody can say that num1 is the first number and num2 is the second number. Sum is the variable which is storing the sum. Diff is the variable which is storing the difference. And in same way, pro is the variable which will store the product. Okay, so num1 into num2. Okay, the product, the product, the product of num1 and num2 is pro. Clear? Then public, public, void, void, divide, divid, public void divide, int num1 comma int num2, then int quotient is equal to num1 divided by num2. Okay, the quotient obtained after division. What should be the message? The quotient obtained after division of num1 and num2 is after division of num1 by num2. This will be the correct message. Yes, the quotient obtained after division of num1 by num2 is QUOT. Okay, clear na? Then which method? Plus, minus, into, divide, modulus. Modulus means remainder. Public void get remainder. Int num1 comma int num2. Okay, so let me change the name of the method. Let me make it get sum method, or display sum method, not get sum method, display sum, display, display sum. Okay, so the name of the method is display sum. Okay, where S is capital. You can give any name. And display difference, display, display, difference. Display difference. Okay, this is the name of the second method. Then display product. Okay, display, display, product, display product. And then display quotient, display, display, quotient, display quotient. Okay, then display remainder, display, display remainder. Okay, display remainder, int rem variable we store the remainder, num1 modulus num2, system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Oh, let me paste it na. The remainder, the remainder, obtained, yes, the remainder obtained after dividing num1 by num2 is rem. Okay, let me close the curly bracket. Now you can see in this class I have defined how many methods? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 methods. Okay, the first method will accept two values, two integer values and display the sum. Okay, I have taken int type, you can take float type or double type also. Okay, if decimal point values you need. So this method is accepting two integer values, adding the two integer values, storing in sum and displaying the result. Okay, this method is again accepting two values through num1 and num2. Okay, then we are subtracting the value of num1 and num2. Okay, and then finding the difference and displaying the difference. Okay, then display product, we are multiplying the values of num1 and num2 and storing in pro and displaying the result. And then display quotient method is also taking two values through num1 and num2. Okay, so num1 is getting divided by the value of num2. The value of num1 is getting divided by the value of num2 and the result is getting stored in quote and it is getting displayed. Clear na? And then display remainder is again taking two values, okay, through num1 and num2, and then num1 is getting divided by num2 and the remainder, okay, it is getting stored in rem and the remainder is getting displayed. Now we do not need the calculate method. Okay, we do not need the calculate method, so let me delete this. Clear? Okay, so this class consists of how many methods? 7 methods for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder finding, and then the last one is main method. From within the main method, what we will do, from within the main method, we have to create the object of calculator class. Which class? This calculator class. Why? Because all the methods, display sum method, display difference method, all these methods are non-static and we cannot call all these methods directly from within the body of a static main method. Clear? So for that reason, we will have to create the object of class calculator. And what is the syntax? Class name space object name is equal to new class name parenthesis semicolon. Clear? In place of C obj, you can give any name XYZ, but it should be meaningful. That is the reason why I have written C obj. C obj means the object of calculator class. Okay. Why have I chosen this name C obj? C obj means the object of calculator class. Clear? Then here I have created the object of buffered reader. Why? Because I have to call the readline method. And readline method is a non-static method. Readline method is a predefined method and non-static, of which class? Buffered reader. Okay, so we are calling the readline method by the help of buffered reader object. See, buffered reader is the name of the class. And what is BR? BR is the name of the object. Sir, can we write anything here, XYZ? Yes, we can write. Sir, why you have written BR only? Meaning, it should reveal some meaning, yes or no? BR means the object of buffered reader. C obj means the object of class calculator. Clear? Clear? Okay. So this is how buffered reader object is created. Buffered reader is the class name space object name is equal to new, then again class name. Okay. And then within the parenthesis, you will have to create the object of input stream reader also. How? New and then class name, and within the parenthesis of that, you will have to write system.in. So this is the way how we can create the object of buffered reader. Yes or no? Then enter two integer values, n1 and n2. Now, there is no calculate method. So we will have to, what? We will have to call the methods. display display sum method, and let me pass the value of n1 and n2. Now it will show me the error. Why? Because main method is static and I am trying to call display sum method directly, and which is a non-static method. So I will get the error non-static method display sum int cannot be referenced from a static context. Okay, let me show it to you. you can see the error message by the compiler, non-static method display sum intent. Why here intent is written? Because display sum method is a parameterized method having two parameters, cannot be referenced from a static context. Try to understand the meaning of this error. Cannot be referenced means cannot be called or cannot be invoked. From where? From a static context. In this case, what is the static context? The main method is the static context. So from within the body of the main method, display sum method cannot be called directly. That is the reason why we have created the object of calculator class COBJ. So I will have to write COBJ dot. Now we will not get any error, no syntax error. Okay. Then let me copy this. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder finding. Okay. Then let me change the name of the method. Display difference, DIFFERENC, display difference. Then display product, PRODUCT. Okay. There should not be any spelling mistake. Okay. So please check that. Display, acha, plus minus and divide. Display quotient, QUOTIENT, quotient. Then display REMAINDER, display remainder, control K, no syntax error. Clear? So, and why we have written import java.io.star? Because from within the main method we are creating the object of buffered reader. Buffered reader is the class and input stream reader is the class which are available within java.io package. Okay, the classes which are available in java.lang package need not be imported in our program, but the classes which are available apart from java.lang package, all those classes will have to be imported. Okay, we need to import all those classes. So since buffered reader class is not available in java.lang package, we need to import it. Okay, that is the reason why I have to write here import java.io.star. What is the meaning of star? All the classes of java.io package will get imported in this class. It means I will be able to use the predefined classes which are available in java.io package. Okay, and since we have called the readline method from within the body of main method, we have to write at the method's head part throws IO exception. Okay, after declaring the method head part, I will have to write throws IO exception. Clear? Or else I will get error. So this is a very simple calculator program which consists of how many methods? Plus, minus, into, divide, modulus, 6 methods. Clear? Clear na? Okay, compile, no syntax error. Let me run the main method. Enter two values. For example, 15, enter, and then 5. You can see the sum of 15 and 5 is 20. So who has displayed this line? The sum of 15 and 5? Is it main method? No. From within main method, we have called the display sum method. So display sum method has displayed this line. Display difference method has displayed this line. Display product method has displayed this line. Display quotient method display quotient method has displayed this line, and display remainder method has displayed this line. So these 5 lines are displayed by the 5 methods which we have defined within the class. Okay, and in the previous program, previous video class, okay, all the lines were getting displayed by which method? Calculate method. But what I have done in this program, I have splitted the calculate method into 5 methods, that is display sum method, display difference method, display product method, display quotient method, display remainder method. Clear na? Okay, now let me run the program once again in order to check whether it is working properly or not. Now if I give 5 and if I give 16 here, now you can see the sum of 5 and 6 is 21. Okay, 5 plus 16, 21. Very good. The difference of 5 and 16 is minus 11. Now, sir, we do not want minus 11. The difference is 11. For example, the difference between 5 and 6 is 11. So you will have to put the if else condition within that method. The product 5 into 16, 80. The quotient obtained after division of 5 by 16 is 0. Yes or no? So 6 zeros are 0. Now, sir, in this case, if we want a positive value, positive difference value, okay, we want 16 minus 5, not 5 minus. Even if the user gives the smaller value at the first instance and greater value at the in the second instance, even then I need positive value here. Even then I need positive value here. And here I want 16, the value 16, the greater value to be divided by the smaller value. Dear students, in such case, we will have to use if-else statement. Let me show it to you. Okay, let me show it to you. Now, display sum. For sum, there is no issue. Okay, because smaller value plus larger value or larger value plus smaller value, the same result we will get. But in case of difference, let me put one condition. If the value of num1 is greater than the value of num2, then go for this one. Okay, let me declare this variable above. Int diff is equal to 0. Yes. If num1 is greater than num2, diff is equal to num1 minus num2. Else diff is equal to num2 minus num1. Num2 minus num1. Clear? Now try to understand this method. This method is a parameterized method. Okay, the first parameter is num1, the second parameter is num2, and both are of type int. Clear? So if anybody will call the display difference method, he or she will have to pass the values for num1 and num2. Now, what is the guarantee that num1 will always be greater than num2? Okay, the user can pass the smaller value in num1 and greater value in num2. But we want that the larger number should be, the smaller number should be subtracted from the larger number. Okay. So what I have done here, I have declared a variable, local variable difference diff, and assigned a value 0 to it. See, it is a standard practice. The variable is a local variable. Now, local variables are those variables which are declared within the body of the method. So I have declared diff variable within the body of the method. So I should initialize with a default value. Let me give 0. Okay. Now, why have you given sir 0? Just like that only. Okay. Then I am checking here. अगर num1 का वैल्यू num2 के वैल्यू से बड़ा होगा तो भैया num1 माइनस num2 होगा और जो भी रिजल्ट होगा डिफ में स्टोर होगा. और num1 का वैल्यू अगर num2 से बड़ा नहीं है, ओके, then diff is equal to num2 minus num1. Diff is equal to num2 minus num1. Clear? And then finally we are displaying the difference. Now let me check compile, no syntax error, close, right click, main method, okay. Now 5 and then 16. Now here you can see the sum of 5 and 16 is 21. The difference of 5 and 16 is 11. We are getting a positive value. Okay, the difference of 5 and 16 is 11. Clear na? Okay. Now here we have some defect, the quotient. We want the greater value to be divided by the smaller value. So in the display quotient method, I will have to use if-else condition. Display quotient method, this one. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Int QUOT is equal to 0. Okay. If num1 is greater than num2, अगर num1 का वैल्यू num2 के वैल्यू से ग्रेटर है तो क्या होगा? अब ये दो बार थोड़ी डिक्लेयर करना है हम लोगों को, वेरिएबल एक ही बार डिक्लेयर होता है. ठीक है. सो क्वॉट इज इक्वल टू num1 डिवाइडेड बाय num2, है ना. अगर num1 का वैल्यू num2 से बड़ा है तो बड़ा वाला वैल्यू डिवाइडेड बाय छोटा वाला वैल्यू. ठीक है. और नहीं तो एल्स पार्ट में आ जाएगा. एल्स मतलब num2 बड़ा है. अगर num2 बड़ा है तो num2 डिवाइडेड बाय num1. है ना। एल्स का मतलब क्या निकलता है, यहाँ पे है कि num1 का वैल्यू अगर num2 के वैल्यू से बड़ा है तो बड़ा वाला वैल्यू छोटे वैल्यू से डिवाइड होगा, और नहीं नहीं का मतलब क्या है, num2 बड़ा है तो num2 जो बड़ा है डिवाइडेड बाई छोटा वैल्यू। क्लियर? ओके, देन so we have displayed here. Okay, the quotient obtained after division of num1 and num2 is QUOT. Okay, so it's correct. Compile, cannot find variable QUOT. QUOT. Here I have declared na int quote. Int QUOT is equal to 0. Then QUOT. QUOT. Control K. No syntax error. Okay. I don't know what was the mistake. Maybe some spelling mistake was there. Okay, so I'm not getting any error. Compile, no syntax error. Okay, clear na this one? Let me check. Right click, main method. Okay, enter two values. Suppose 5 and the second value is 16. See, the sum of 5 and 16 is 21. The difference is a positive value 11. Okay, the product will always be same. And then the quotient obtained after division of 5 by 6. See, we have to, while displaying the message also, we will have to use the if else condition. Okay, so it is not 5 by 16, it is 16 by 5, then we are getting 3. So in that display section, okay, here also we will have to use that. So let me do one thing, let me cut this. Okay, let me cut this and paste it here only. Okay, now here we will have to write num2 by num1, because this is in the else part na? This system.out.println is in the else part. Else part means when num2 will be greater. So here we will have to display the message, the quotient obtained after division of num2 by num1. Okay, after division of or after dividing. Okay, so let me check now. Compile, close, right click, main method. Okay, enter two values 5 and 16. You can see the sum of 5 and 16 is 21. Difference is 11. The product is 80. The quotient obtained after division of 16 by 5. Okay, obtained after. What if I give the larger value first and then the smaller value? Then I'm getting different message of 16 by 5. Okay, so automatically it is adjusting because of this if else condition. Okay, because of this if else condition. अगर num1 बड़ा होगा और num2 छोटा होगा तो ये वाला पार्ट एग्जीक्यूट करेगा, और अगर मान लो कि ये फॉल्स आ जाता है, फॉल्स आ जाता है का मतलब क्या है, या num2 num1 से बड़ा है या इक्वल है, तो फिर ये सेकंड वाला पार्ट एग्जीक्यूट होगा. क्लियर? ओके, देन द लास्ट वन, डिस्प्ले रिमाइंडर. In display remainder, what we were getting in display remainder? Let me check. 5, 16. Here you can see the remainder obtained after dividing 5 by 16 is 5. Okay, so this is wrong now. 5 by 16, the remainder, how it can be 5? It should be 16 by 5. Actually, this is correct. This statement is correct. But what is our demand? Okay, greater value divided by smaller value. Okay, so we will have to use if else condition there also. Where? In display remainder. Okay, so let me declare the rem variable here and assign 0 to it. Okay, then if, okay, अगर num1, कौन सा num1? इस मेथड का num1 पैरामीटर का वैल्यू अगर ग्रेटर है num2 के वैल्यू से, तो 2 बार थोड़ी डिक्लेयर करना, इसलिए डेटा टाइप हिंट हटा देता हूं क्योंकि रेम ऑलरेडी मैं ऊपर में डिक्लेयर कर चुका हूं। तो एक ही मेथड के ब्लॉक के अंदर सेम वेरिएबल 2 बार डिक्लेयर नहीं होता है। ओके, रेम इज इक्वल टू num1 मॉड्यूलस num2, रेम इज इक्वल टू num1 मॉड्यूलस num2, and then the remainder obtained after dividing correct, and then else remainder is equal to, अगर देखो अगर ये पहला वाला स्टेटमेंट अगर फॉल्स है मतलब num1 का वैल्यू क्या num2 के वैल्यू से बड़ा है, फॉल्स, इसका मतलब num2 बड़ा है, num2 बड़ा है तो num2 मॉड्यूलस num1. Okay, and let me copy this. Yes, let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, the remainder obtained after dividing, I will have to write here num2 by num1. Why? Because it is in the else part. Else part means where num2 is greater than num1. Yes or no? Clear? Let me close the block of display remainder method. Control Shift I, Control K, no syntax error. Now you can see, so this is my complete calculator program. This is my complete calculator program. Clear? Okay, now let me compile this, close, right click, and then call the main method. Now if I gave 50 and 200, now you can see the sum of 50 and 200 is 250. The difference of 50 and 200 is 150. The product of 50 and 200 is 10,000. The quotient obtained after division of 200 by 50 is 4, and the remainder obtained after dividing 200 by 50 is 0. Okay, even though the user is giving the smaller value in the first instance and greater value in the second instance, even then the greater value is always getting divided by the smaller value. Why? Because within the method body I have used if else condition in the display remainder method also, as well as in the display quotient method also. Clear? So you can watch this video once again and prepare your notes and try in your laptop. After trying in your laptop, you should write in your notebook. Okay, I hope the video is clear. If there is any doubt, please ask. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye.